Objectives today is students will be able to proficiently find the area of a parallelogram when given base times height. Students will be able to proficiently find a side length of a parallelogram when you are given area in a single side length. And students will be able to proficiently solve area of parallelogram word problems. So we have our yellow sheet of paper. To make this a parallelogram, to do is we cut out a rectangle. Okay. And we make two triangles. So we have a rectangle and two triangles. So does anybody know, before I show you how I put this together, what to find the area of a triangle, what is your formula? Yes?
A times B divided by 2?
Almost. So the formula for a triangle, you get A equals base times height divided by 2. Together, if I can figure out how I did it. Yes, it makes a rectangle, which is base times height. So, if we take our first rectangle, to make this a parallelogram, which is area is base times height, a parallelogram could be given to you on like a grid, like a coordinate grid, and you could have to count the height and the base. And I can show you how to do that. So our height for this one is 8 inches squared, or 8 inches. And then our base is 6 inches squared. Or inches. Have area equals base times height. So, our base is going to be our number right here on the bottom. It gives us this length right here. So, and then our height is going to give us this dimension, right? So this is height, and this is our base. And all we have to do is plug it in. So, area equals our base, which is 6, times height, which is 8. All right, what's 6 times 8? 48. So our area is 48. But, like everything when it comes to geometry, when it comes to word problems, you have to label it. Because this could be 48 Taylor Swift concert tickets. I wish. So, we use our inches, right? So we know that it's going to be in inches. But, we have 2-inch dimensions. I had to think of what that was. So, inches times inches gets us what? Do we know?
Inches. 4 inches.
Meters squared.
Inches squared. So, all of our dimensions are going to be in square units. We start with our formula correct. We have our A value. All right. So we have our A, which is 48 meters squared. And we have our height, which is 6. And then we want to find B. Correct. Is that correct? Okay. So we divide by 6, 48. Oh, that is not what I'm looking for. 48 divided by 6 is what? 8. So 8 is our base for that one. For B, For B, we start with our formula. A is equal to base times height. Our A is 96 yards squared. And our height is 8, and we are finding B. So we are going to divide by 8. What is 96 divided by 8? 12. So 12 yards is B. Does that make sense? Okay. So we start with 140. So yes, you do have to convert that first. What is that in 8? It's 2 8, right? So 140, 5 8 divided by 2 8. Okay. So what happens when we divide fractions?
Well, I always turn it into a nickel.
So you want to turn it into that? Okay, so you multiply and add, right? What is 8 times 100? That is a big number.
I got 4,005. Wait.
You put that in.
Yeah.
Damn, it's fine.
Don't like me!
Absolutely not. Oh wait,
Alright, and then we can do this one, right? So, it's 88 plus 2 is 90. Nope, no it's not.
Don't take me
88
to the
plus, that is 90.
no, because then you.
Right? And it's division. So those are still divided.
Yeah, but don't
So then what happens when you divide fractions?
I'm like,
So 8 times 11 is 88 plus 2 is 90.
I'm a duck.
Right?
Mommy.
Okay. So what happens when you divide fractions? It's a keep, change, flip, right?
He's lost
So this
50.
is
Other loss is $100. How does someone lose $40?
oh, is it add then?
No, it's 4. 11 over 4.
Yeah, but $40 is more.
Imagine not being dumb.
Yes, but we flipped this, right?
Imagine not being dumb.
We changed this to be equal, right?
Being dumb.
No, don't you turn it into a complete fraction then flip it?
Yep, so we changed it, right? Because this was 1
Threw
over 4.
my pencil into
So
your
now
mouth.
it's 2 over 8. So then you
Oh,
flip
is this
it.
mimicking do the Kahoot?
I said 17 minutes.
Yeah. When then she said we can do the Kahoot.
So these cancel, right?
It hasn't
8
been
and 8.
17 minutes yet. You have 4 left. No.
What time is it?
So this will
10:41.
cancel. So this ends
What
up
are we doing?
1, 2,
At 10:45.
over 90.
But you forgot to add the 5.
Where's the 5?
You
Yes,
forgot to
ma'am.
add the 5.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
did forget to add the 5, so this is 5. And then you have to simplify that, right? So then we can either divide this, or we can try to see how far we can simplify it. I think we should just divide it, because then we will get that to a fraction, which is the way that they have it. So that is,
Is that even possible?
I don't know.
alright, so how
Did you
many
check the tub
times?
and see if there's any in there?
So we can't go into 1, we can't go into 2, because that's 11.
Then I don't have any more.
So we'll have 3. So how many times can 90 go into 112? 1 time. Minus 90.
What if you like fail?
Alright. How many times can 90 go into 225?
What the heck? I can feel the
It's
whole
2.
Sam, you forgot the units.
Yeah, it's like 6. Yeah, it's 2.
Is that okay?
Dakota, you forgot the units. Yes, you did.
We're left with 45.
Hey.
So
You have no
that's
units on like
45
4 of
over
those
90,
problems.
right? And then what can we simplify that to?
9. You can divide this by 9 and this by 9. So like
We can. So that's 5 over 10, right? What does that simplify to? So
the thing that I needed help with, because I got the 12 over 5 part, I just didn't know what the dividend would be. Or not the dividend,
the bottom number?
Yeah.
The denominator.
Yeah.
So your denominator is 2, because so when you simplify this fraction, you divide both sides by 5, right? Because whatever you do, you copy it through the bottom.
Yeah.
So it goes 5 over 10,
Yeah.
and then if you go by 5 again, it ends up as a 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you got 12 and a half there. Let me